Hi, my name is Dan. In this segment, we'll be discussing Benefit Self-Service for Microsoft Dynamics GP. Benefit Self-Service enables organizations to deploy online benefit enrollment via the Microsoft Business Portal HRM Self-Service Suite. We're going to walk through Benefit Self-Service in two major sections. First, we're going to configure the enrollment as the HR professional. Then, we'll log in as the employee and walk through the benefit selection process. To begin configuring the online enrollment, we'll go to the Human Resources Center page within the Business Portal. There, the first thing that we do is click on Benefit Rights. The benefit rights will enable us to decide which fields about a benefit code we would like to display during the enrollment process. First, we highlight the benefit code on the left-hand side of the screen. We then use the checkbox to tell the system which fields to show and which fields to make editable during enrollment. As you can see, all of the fields from Benefit Setup are made available to us within the Business Portal. Once we have the checkboxes complete, we can then set validations and also assign plan documents to the benefit code that the employee will be able to view as well as print out as they consider their enrollment options. As we switch to different benefit codes, you'll notice that the attributes change. That's because these benefits are of a different type. For this benefit code, we will go through the same process of deciding which attributes the employee will be able to view as well as edit during enrollment. We will go through this process for all of the benefit codes. Once we have finished the benefit rights setup, we will then configure the benefit packages. The benefit packages are a mechanism to group benefits together for the selection process. Microsoft Dynamics GP tracks benefits in 4 categories: health, retirement, life and disability, and miscellaneous benefit. The benefit packages can be thought of as subcategories of each of those types. For example, medical benefits could be a subcategory to the health benefit type. This may make more sense as we talk about the eligibility rules in just a couple minutes. We can also configure the inactivations, meaning that if an employee chooses a benefit from this benefit package, it will turn off any of the other benefit codes that may be similar. These settings can be based on any organization's rules, as well as utilize the benefits that they have configured. Once we have defined the packages, or categories of benefits, we can now configure the eligibility rules. The eligibility rules are going to automatically determine which benefits the employee will have to choose from. Here we have a full-time eligibility rule. It's important to note that the eligibility rules are set up and configured using the wizard-driven task at the bottom of the page. The next step is to define the criteria which determines which employees will be in this eligibility rule. We can use department, division, employee class, employee type, which is the one that we use to dictate full-time employees, HR status, location, marital status, and position codes. Based on this information, the system will determine who is eligible or who qualifies for these eligibility rules. We can work with the employees in the eligibility rules by using the Employee Eligibility tool. Within the Employee Eligibility tool, we can assign employees to the eligibility rules for which they're eligible, and we can also override employees' eligibility rules in case they're grandfathered in another eligibility rule or have a special circumstance. The next step is to go into each of the benefit types, assign the packages, and then assign the benefits within each of those packages. So we really have 3 steps here. The eligibility rules defines which employees will be included in this group. Next, we assign a benefit package, which is essentially a category. We then place the benefits within that category. So in this case, we have full-time employees with a medical benefit package and 3 options to choose from within that package. If we had another eligibility rule called part-time employees, we might have the same medical benefit package, but we might have different benefits within that package that those employees could choose from. We will go through this process for all 4 of the benefit types: health, life and disability, retirement, and miscellaneous benefits. The end result of the eligibility rules is that the employee will only be able to see or choose from the benefits for which they're eligible. So no longer will you need to worry about an employee choosing an invalid benefit code. Now that we've configured our eligibility rule, now it's time to set up the annual open enrollment. The enrollment windows can be set up by benefit type. In this example, we're setting up annual open enrollment, which means that the enrollment will be open for anyone who is assigned to an eligibility rule. In the annual open enrollment setup, you can see that we have the enrollment window start date, the enrollment window end date, and the effective date of those selections. We can also enter some text that will appear in the employee enrollment windows. The other option is an employee enrollment, which is an enrollment window that's opened up specifically for just one employee. That can be used if we have a newly hired employee or an employee who's gone through a life event and may need to change their benefit information. In this example, we have enrollment windows open for health, life and disability, and retirement benefits. We have now completed the enrollment setup process. Now that we've configured the enrollment, we can now log in as the employee and walk through the benefit selection process online. As the employee, we'll navigate in the business portal to the Employee Center page. Once at the Employee Center page, we can now click on the Benefits page. Now that we're in the Benefits page, we can see our benefit summary information, which contains information about all of our existing benefits. Also, we have a life events section that will direct us to the appropriate place within the self-service suite for any of these situations. We can also add, modify, or delete dependents from our human resources records. We have annual open enrollment options available, so we'll click on those to begin the selection process. As the annual open enrollment window opens, we'll see the benefit types in which we can enroll and the options within those benefit types. For example, under the benefit type of health, we see our medical benefit package and the three options within that medical package: Insurance, Insurance 1, and Insurance 2. We can then look at the details about each of those benefit codes. The fields that we see on the details page are the fields that have the checkboxes marked under benefit rights by the HR professional who configured the enrollment. We can look at the details for each of those benefit codes, including carrier information, cost to the employee, deductible information, and copay. We can also view pending changes and dependent information. We'll come back and select our dependents once we've selected the benefit. To begin the selection process, we choose Pick a Task in the lower left-hand corner. The Open Enrollment Wizard will walk us through that selection process. We simply choose our benefit and click Next. The system confirms our selections and takes us back to the enrollment window. The benefit that we selected is highlighted with an asterisk. Once we've selected our health insurance benefit, we can then assign our dependents to that benefit code. We see our dependents listed in the window and then choose the Modify button. Now we check the dependents that we wish to add to this benefit and give a change reason for adding them to the benefit. As you recall, these are the same change reasons that we configured in Advanced Human Resources. We can now continue selecting our other benefits. Let's go ahead and select our life and disability benefits. Again, we can review the details and the pending changes regarding those benefits. We begin the wizard by selecting Make Benefit Selections. Choose to enroll in the life insurance benefit, and then we can select our life insurance coverage amounts. Benefit Self-Service will enforce maximums that are defined within the benefit setup of Human Resources and also support premium calculations based on age-based tables. As I enter my coverage amounts, Benefit Self-Service will automatically calculate the premiums. I can also choose the number of my children that I'd like to cover and coverage amounts for each of those children. I can then click Next, proceed through the enrollment by confirming my selections. We can now go ahead and select our retirement benefits. We can also review the details for this retirement benefit, as well as click on the Benefit Plan Provisions link, which is the document that was assigned to the benefit within the Benefit Rights section. This will open in a PDF format, and we can review it on the screen, or we can print it out to review later. Again, the easy-to-use wizard walks us through the open enrollment process. Choose to enroll, and then we'll enter our selections for the 401k. We'll enter 10%. Remember, we did set a validation so that if we did enter more than 10%, the system would warn us and make us enter a correct amount. We confirm our selection, and we have finished the process of selecting our benefits. At this point, we could go back and change those selections. If we are happy with our selections, we can go ahead and submit our final benefit selections. We do so by clicking on Submit Final Benefit Selections in the lower left-hand corner in the Pick a Task section of the screen. I submit the selections by entering my digital signature within the self-service suite. If for some reason we've made a major mistake, the human resources professionals within the organization can delete an enrollment record and allow me to start over. Now that the employee has selected and submitted their benefits, we will now go back in as the HR professional and post their benefit selections to Dynamics GP. Now going back to our role as the HR professional, we'll review the selections that the employees have submitted through the online enrollment process. We do so by going to the Human Resources Center page and then selecting the Post-Annual Enrollment option. Here we can see the enrollment records that have been selected. Certainly in this example, we've only submitted 3 records. In a live environment, we could potentially have thousands of records on display here. We will only see summary information about the benefit selections. For more detailed information about what employees have selected, we can use SmartList or SQL reporting services to pull more detailed information and to validate those selections. Once we have reviewed the selections, simply highlight the benefit type and then press the Post button. The posting process consists of updating human resources records and activating the employee's old benefits according to the inactivation settings that we configured, as well as updating payroll deductions for the new plan year. To verify the posting, we can check the benefit and deduction summary information within Dynamics GP. We posted the 401k with an effective date of 4/1/2008. We'll now validate that has been posted. There we have our 401k record with a begin date of 4/1/2008. The enrollment process is now complete. We have now completed the enrollment process using Benefit Self-Service. We configured the benefit options and other settings for the enrollment. We then walked through the enrollment as an employee and then posted those selections to Dynamics GP, all without using a single piece of paper.